Welcome to this women's basketball preview on our GLIAC Media Day of the Ohio Dominican Panthers. This is Todd Bell. Joining us here is head basketball coach Nathan Bellman. In his sixth year here with the Panthers. Coach, last year competing in the South Division of the GLIAC for the first time, had an overall record of 7-19, 5-14 in conference play. What was your overall thoughts and takes of really competing in the GLIAC for the first time as a full-fledged member?
Well, I think first of all, we found out, the change in level from NAI to D2, and the fact that you have to play 40 minutes, to win, and also in the GLIAC, there's not a team that you can take lightly. Everybody can play, and you really got to bring it for 40 minutes to have a chance to win. And we found that out real quick with that schedule. We had Grand Valley, Michigan Tech, and 2 out of our 3 first games to start off the year, and it was very competitive.
Nothing like getting into a conference for the first time and having one of the conference foes appear in the national championship game and fall short. So again, a pretty good measuring stick of what the top level of the competition is, even in the country.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan Tech, like you said, they made it to the championship game, and we played them at our place, and lost by 14, and we're in the game in the first half, and for a little while, and then they took control, and then we kept battling in the second half, cut it to 7 a couple times, but we found out what we have to do to be able to compete day in, day out at that level.
What are some of the areas that you really look to improve on this year?
Well, definitely, defensively, we thought we were pretty good coming in some areas, but I think there's a few things that we had to tweak in our defense to be able to compete day in, day out. And then offensively, we're going to have some things where we get a little more freedom with our kids and give them ability to make some more plays. And so we've tweaked a few things that way as well. So we're excited to get started and work on those things.
Off-season is always very important to all basketball programs. Did you change anything or maybe take some things that you learned from the regular season and implement them into the off-season workout program this year?
Yeah, we've been doing that a lot here in the preseason. Still lifting weights, still working on our game over the summer, which we've always done. Played in the summer league like we typically do, but really working on the things that we need to get better at. Going into the season, that's what we've done all fall.
When you take a look at this year's team, you had 3 players last year. You only lost 2 seniors off of last year's team. You had 3 players average 9 points a game. One of those is gone, but you do have 2 returning players, Abby Glover, who will play inside for you, and Meredith Fox, who can play a couple of different positions for you.
Yeah, we're expecting big things from our seniors, especially, like you mentioned, Abby and Mare. We're expecting Mare to be able to create, off the bounce for us, and, Abby inside, outside, as well as, our 3-point threats with Katie Razor and Tracy. We're definitely expecting them to have, big years from 3, and I think the offense that we're running is going to open them up and give them those opportunities.
Yeah, a little bit of versatility because the starting lineup kind of fluctuated at times, and you really found some good roles, players like a Tracy Snyder who played well coming off the bench for you last year.
Yeah, Tracy really, took that head on and did a good job coming off the bench. That wasn't easy. She had started, at different points throughout the past couple of years, and she did a good job in that role. And, we'll see how it, shakes out this year. But, I was pleased with, how some of those kids came off the bench and performed for us.
The biggest area that you're going to have to replace is at the point guard position. Melissa Hersey, who leaves as the all-time assist leader in program history. Never easy to replace somebody like that, and you're going to be fairly young at that position this year.
Yeah, we're going to have a freshman at that position and also play a couple sophomores as well. But the incoming freshman we have, Casey Hockenberry, is more than capable of playing that point guard spot. She's been really impressive so far in workouts, and we're excited to get her out there and see what she's got.
How do you find a leader? Because that's a leadership position. Do you really rely on some of the seniors to take over some of that, even though they're not the point guard position?
Yeah, we're definitely going to rely on our seniors, from a leadership standpoint, as well as scoring standpoint. But I think, Casey's done a good job coming in and, is developing a good feel and has a good feel for the game and just getting used to our kids and playing together with them. And, I think once she gets really comfortable, she'll definitely take on that leadership role. And she started to do that already this fall in our workouts.
Do have a little bit of youthful experience coming up as well. You've got a junior in Hannah Jones who played some minutes for you last year. Christina Pentati really stepped forward, who was a freshman, played in 20 games, would have played more, but she had a bit of an injury. And then you've got players like Michaela Mass and Caitlin Stuckey, who also played some minutes. Caitlin Stuckey a little bit more. They have some game experience, but they're still kind of young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got the experience more so with those 4 seniors, but we're expecting big things from that sophomore class and also from Hannah, and incorporating, some of those freshmen into the mix as well. And, we've got a little bit of experience, but we've got, some younger kids, some youth that we're going to be thrown in there, the mix. We're just excited to, get the kids out there on the floor and be able to see, once we start practice on Saturday, be able to see, what we have and just kind of how they mesh together.
Is it difficult right now, again, because of some open spots, maybe even the starting lineup or roles coming off the bench, really how this is all going to shake out right now? Like you said, just ready to get on the floor and see how it all works out.
Yeah, it's kind of fun just to, be able to start and just kind of see where the chips fall, and it's going to be competitive. They know they're going to have to compete and get after each other. But we've got a really good group of kids, and we're excited to work with them and just kind of see, like I said, where things fall and, where everybody falls into place.
Talk about maybe some of your thoughts about where you would like to see the season go. Maybe wins and losses aren't something you want to talk about, but what are some of the expectations this year?
Well, obviously you want to win games, but I think the biggest thing is we want to play 40 minutes competitively and do the little things that we're asking them to do on the offensive end and the defensive end, and really give our best effort. And if we can do all those things, we feel like the wins and losses will take care of themselves. But obviously 7-19 last year, 5-14 the GLIAC. We want to improve on those from a win-loss standpoint, and really challenge for a playoff spot in the GLIAC. I think that's got to be a goal of ours, in year two, even being, having the mixture of a lot of young kids, 9 freshmen, sophomores, and, 5 upperclassmen. We still feel like, based on how we competed last year, that we've got a chance to compete for a playoff spot.
All right, Coach, thanks for being with us. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
That's head coach Nathan Bellman. Thanks for being with us here on this GLIAC Women's Basketball Preview of the Ohio Dominican Panthers.